Hi y'all, I'm Melody and welcome to my channel where I discuss fragrances. Today I wanted to share with you my December scent box. So we made it to Oregon last week for my grandfather's funeral. It was super hectic trying to get there. Our flight was delayed and we had to rush all over the DFW airport and eventually just go home for the night and get another flight the next day so that we would make it. And it was exhausting with 3 little kids, but we fortunately made it in time, and the funeral was beautiful, and it was a great celebration of his life, and it was really nice catching up and seeing all of my family members. It has been almost 10 years since all of the grandkids have been together, so we had a really nice time, and we've just been enjoying time with my family. We're at my parents' house. We got this tree last week. We went to a tree farm and cut it down, and the girls decorated it. You'll hear that water noise in the background. That's my dad's fish tank, so I apologize. I can't really do anything about that, but it's kind of a nice relaxing water noise, so I hope it doesn't bother you too much. We've been having a wonderful holiday break. I hope all of you are having a really great time this holiday season. I'd love to know what it is that you enjoy doing during the holidays, so just leave those down in the comments. I always love hearing what other people do for their holiday traditions. Anyways, on to the video. I got 2 fragrances from Scentbox this month. I didn't keep the box, but I mentioned in the first one that I got this magnetic closure box for the 2 fragrances, and then the next box it came in 2 separate little boxes. This month it came in a little bit larger box, but it was still just a little cardboard box, so it's funny to me that it's changed each time. I'll mention that I actually had trouble with Scentbox. There was like a declined payment thing, and then I got several other transactions. They apologized. It was on their end, and they quickly were able to fix it, so I really appreciate their customer service. And then I had it actually shipped to my parents' house, so I've been reviewing these for about a week, and I've taken some notes. I apologize. I had to take a little break. There was a train that went by, and then immediately afterwards I heard an airplane. So anyhow, for December I received Jimmy Choo Illicit and Elizabeth and James Nirvana Amethyst. The previous scent box I have mentioned weren't the biggest hits, but both of these I've really enjoyed. I've been spending about a week testing these multiple days, and I've taken some notes on the fragrances. So I will start with, let's start with Nirvana Amethyst. So Nirvana Amethyst is done by Elizabeth and James, which is a fragrance house done by the Olsen twins. I believe all of their fragrances have been discontinued, which is a bit disappointing. I have tried Nirvana Bourbon, and I loved that fragrance, but I don't really want to buy a discontinued fragrance and happen to fall in love with it. So while I do actually really like this fragrance, and I've used quite a bit of it already, just having it a week, I don't know that I would pick up a bottle. This bottle, however, is only about $25 on FragranceNet, so I have considered picking it up. First, I'll go over the main accords. It's tobacco, white floral, sweet, woody, fruity, and warm spicy. The notes are tobacco, honeysuckle, cedar, and spices. It opens with like a little bit of an alcohol smell, and it takes a bit of time for that to wear away, but when it does, it dries to this woody tobacco smell. It's just really lovely. I wrote that it has a sweet, spicy, and smoky tobacco scent. I also wrote down as it dried that it gives me the slightest hint of angel share. They're definitely not very similar whatsoever, but there's just this little bit of a similarity to me. Like, it gives me the same vibe, and I'm not entirely sure what that might be. I'm guessing based off of the notes that it might be like a combination of the woods and spices that they both have. They don't share the same wood notes nor necessarily the same spices. Nirvana Amethyst just mentioned spices, while while Angel Share has cinnamon. So I don't know if there's something in that makes them smell like slightly similar. I might be the only one who smells it like that. I looked at Fragrantica and it doesn't appear that anyone has made that connection. But they aren't very similar, but they had like a little bit of the same vibe to me. I also wrote that after 2 hours, it is a super soft scent. And I do have to put my hand right up to my nose to smell it after about 2 hours. So, between the fact that it's already discontinued and I know it'll become more and more difficult to find bottles, and it only lasts about 2 hours, I don't think I will be purchasing a full bottle, but I just really want to try this fragrance. I see it on YouTube a lot. I see tons of people mention this as a really great fragrance. So I just wanted to give it a shot, and I really do enjoy it. I've enjoyed both of the Elizabeth and James fragrances, but with them being discontinued, I think I still want to invest the money or the time into getting a fragrance that I know that will be more and more challenging to pick up later down the road. I forgot to mention that this is really more of a skin scent to me. It doesn't project very well, and so while it smells so good, there's just several reasons why I wouldn't get this full bottle. Of the two Elizabeth and James fragrances that I've tried, I think I prefer Nirvana Bourbon, but I have found something that is similar. Target's Mix Bar line has vanilla bourbon. I think they're pretty similar, and so I don't have much of a desire to pick that up, while I'm still kind of on the hunt for something that is similar to this that isn't discontinued. Yeah, it is a really lovely scent, and I really do get that Angel Share vibe. I've tried Angel Share on my skin a few times. That's my husband's favorite fragrance on me. I haven't picked it up yet, just because of the price tag, and I think it's just, I'd have a limited opportunities to wear it. It doesn't seem like a fragrance that you'd wear too often, but there's just the slightest hint. I just get the slightest hint of that in here. So I'd really love to find a really nice tobacco fragrance. If you had any recommendations, that would be really great. I haven't tried too many tobacco fragrances, so I do like the smell of it. I've enjoyed it in candles as well. So if anyone has suggestions on like their favorite tobacco fragrance, please leave that below. So next up I have Jimmy Choo Illicit. I have seen this in stores and I really haven't tried it out, so I wanted to get a little travel atomizer to give it a good shot. Main accords are honey, sweet, citrus, warm, spicy, white floral, amber, woody, caramel, powdery, and floral. The top notes are ginger and bitter orange. Middle notes jasmine, sambac, orange blossom, and rose. Base notes of honey, amber, caramel, sandalwood, vanilla, and cashmere wood. I was a little apprehensive. I sometimes like ginger, but bitter orange made me nervous, and rose as well. I've found that there's only a few rose fragrances that I enjoy at all, and I'm not a big fan of honey, just like the actual honey. Like, I don't like the smell of it or anything. And caramel, I don't know if I found a caramel fragrance I like. I know that's a really popular note, and there are a lot of fragrances that people recommend that are like caramel heavy, and I don't think I've enjoyed any of them. So I was a little nervous, but a lot of people recommended this and said it was a wonderful fragrance, so I just wanted to give it a shot. Right away, I actually didn't get too much of the ginger in the beginning. I get the florals, and I've tried this multiple times, and it, to me, opens a little different each time. There have been times where I've noticed the ginger right at the beginning, and then it fades quickly, and then that bitter orange kind of smell will linger, but then sometimes I completely miss that, and I get like the jasmine and like rose. And the thing is with this rose, it smells kind of synthetic and screechy, like some other fragrances I've tried. I know Rose's Vanille to me smells like a screechy synthetic rose, and so it has a tad bit of that, but not nearly as obnoxious as Rose's Vanille or other fragrances that I've felt have a synthetic rose scent. So I still like this, and that fades away. I've also felt like other times I've sprayed it that the orange blossom comes off really sweet, but right now I'm getting much more of a strong but creamy kind of jasmine. I get the tiniest bit of green, but there's something that's really smooth in this fragrance. It likely is coming from that cashmere wood or the vanilla. I'm looking at my notes here. Here it wrote it opens up with a spicy ginger, but that only lasted like a second. It has a nice strong sillage projection. My mom was able to smell it from about 20 feet away, and I had sprayed it like 15 minutes before she had walked in. So I think performance-wise it is really nice. As it wears, I find that I pick up more of that orange blossom. So I smell a lot more of those florals than the honey, which I prefer. I'm not a big fan of honey. And it takes about 2 hours, and then I start smelling the caramel and like a subtle amber smell. I really do like it. I like the ginger in this. I think it cuts through those thick and heavy scents like honey and caramel and makes it a little bit fresher and lighter. I'm still back and forth on this because it smells different to me at different times, so I'm going to continue to use it. I've used less of this one than Nirvana Amethyst, and so the jury's still out on this one. I do really like it, but I kind of don't know how to make sense of this fragrance because it does such different things. I've worn it out like once or twice, but I just don't really know what to make of this fragrance. So anyways, my camera is going to shut off soon, so I want to wrap this up. These two fragrances are both actually really beautiful. I'm not sure if I will buy one. I'm pretty picky on what I bring into my collection and what I'm going to spend my money on. So I still want to play with the Choo Illicit, and I'm going to use up the Nirvana Amethyst. I'm really hoping to find a fragrance that's similar to it. I'd really love to find a beautiful tobacco fragrance. So if you guys have any recommendations, I'd love if you put those down below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a like. It really helps me out. I'm still working on this whole YouTube thing, and I'm pretty new to it, so, but I've really enjoyed talking with the people who have commented, and I would love it if you would subscribe, and I hope you have a blessed holiday season. Bye.